It's Shane Bieber for the Blue Jays, trying to improve upon his first start of the postseason, where he only lasted 2 2/3 at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, Shane Bieber's, a lot of his success against this team was about 2-3 years ago, and so it's a relatively new pitcher that the Mariners are going to see post Tommy John. That four-seam fastball plays really well, but it's the slider is the pitch of the night. If he has it, he'll be in there a long time.
3 more hits in game 2. It's his third 3-hit game out of his last 4. Injured his groin a few weeks back, and that was bothering him again in game 2. We asked Dan Wilson, how's he doing? And he said, he's okay. And I went and asked Josh, said, how you feeling? And he said, I'm alive. And so that time of year where he was fighting through it to get on the field.
Well, he was unbelievable against Detroit. He had some great at-bats that really helped Seattle move on to this next level. And he hasn't had that start here against Toronto, but his teammates have been picking him up, especially that guy.
On a 1-1 from Bieber, and with a big rip and a foul.
One thing Dan Wilson kept talking to us about is what special thing they have inside that clubhouse. They're close-knit. You hear that all the time from managers and successful teams, but sometimes there's separators, and they have been through so much. They travel. We talk about all their travel. We talk about everything they had to go through this season. The growing confidence of this ball club when they score some runs is through the roof, because their pitching staff has the confidence 1 through 13 to lock down anybody they face. So this is not a surprise to them. It's a surprise to everybody else because of how they came about getting to Toronto and everything that Toronto did to the Yankees.
For the last 2 years, the Mariners missed the postseason by a single game, and a lack of offense was the biggest reason why. And they've had the pitching for years. This year, for a lot of it, the offense is actually better than the pitching because there are so many injuries to the pitching staff. But then you look up at the end of the year, the pitching's getting healthy. Those guys are all pitching well. They add pieces at the deadline. The offense goes to another level. And we talked about it right off of the top. This is now more than a month. They're almost unbeatable. 2-2. Got him with a high fastball, and the bat goes flying.
No, you're right. I mean, you watch this baseball year as a whole, it was the streakiest baseball season I've ever remembered. And they were part of that streak. They were in a horrid place.
The bottom of the order comes up for the Mariners. Dominic Canzone leads off and takes a strike on a changeup from Shane Bieber. Canzone 0 for 6 in this series and just 1 for 12 in the postseason. Bieber's been really good against lefties this year. That changeup that he threw first pitch has been a differentiator for him, one that he hadn't had much of prior to the surgery. Finally found a grip that he likes. Dropping 10 inches more on average than it was before he had Tommy John surgery with his previous changeup. His 0-2 to Canzone is swung on and missed. Got him with a curve. Well, the home run profile is sponsored by Budweiser. These Mariners third in the majors in home runs this season. And, you know, you look in this series, Toronto's still not striking out, still putting the ball in play. They only have 9 Ks. Seattle struck out 25 times. That's way too much. But they're covering it up by hitting the ball out of the park, out-homering Toronto 4-1. And this postseason, when you out-homer your opponent, you're 19-4.
Yeah, well, it helps too that 2 of those are 3-run homers. It's different if it's just 4 solos, but you're right. I mean, they ran into some monster damage that really kind of set back the crowd in Toronto and really shocked Toronto as a whole because of how good they were playing coming into that series.
Victor Robles with one away, unable to lay off. Back-to-back Ks as he's had the breaking ball working a little bit better here.
Well, he's got a quick fastball that he can paint. When he's on, what makes Bieber such a unique pitcher is he's so short and doesn't give the hitter, meaning not short in stature, short to the ball, arm out of the glove, and his ball carries, and the hitter just doesn't pick it up.
1-1.
Like that pitch right there, it might as well be 97 to the hitter. When he's on plane and then he mixes his secondary stuff, fantastic.
Here's 1-0 to J.P. Crawford, tipped into the glove. Said there's still times where his body, quote, just doesn't really know what's going on. And this is his 9th start since coming back from Tommy John.
Ball 2.
Hasn't always been smooth, but for the most part has found the way to fight with whatever he's had on a given night. And he said he was actually pretty happy with how he felt in New York and that he didn't feel like he was that far off from pitching how he wants to pitch. And these are the kinds of days that motivated him during that long rehab back from Tommy John, thinking about pitching in the postseason again.
Well, in fairness to him, the hardest part has been he didn't have enough reps to get into that comfortable mode. Most people who come back in Tommy John are given that next half year or full year to get recovered. And he's having to do it on the fly in the pressure of the playoffs.
3 balls and 2 strikes on the 9-hitter Crawford. Payoff. Got him, and he strikes out the side in the 2nd. Randy Arozarena, top of the order for the Mariners here in the 3rd, trailing for the first time. 5-2 Toronto. Second look at Shane Bieber here, who has looked different since that first inning. Struck out the side in the 2nd and ahead 0-2.
Yeah, much better rhythm and much better break on that slider.
Strikes out Arozarena on 3 pitches. That is 4 Ks in a row and 5 out of the last 6 hitters.
It really does help when you can get that pitch to do that. His fastball, again, the best way I can explain it is sneaky fast. And he spots it well and keeps it low, and then
the roof open. Temperature dipping down into the high 50s. Am I saying gorgeous night and you're looking at me in my coat?
No, it is.
Thick coat.
Nice. It's nice.
It's a little chilly though, right?
A little bit.
A little crisp. One on Canzone. So Bieber looking to make this bounce back out, and you mentioned him going into the bullpen between games and trying to smooth things out. He has enough of a track record where John Schneider says, yeah, I know what happened the first time around, but there's still that word trust that you have when this guy takes it. And even when they got him and they didn't have certainty what it was going to look like coming back from Tommy John, enough there where he's proven that you can trust him.
Yeah. He is one of the best at right-handers before his Tommy John, and unfortunately had to have that surgery, trying to regain his form. And again, I know we talked about it before, but it's the weird factor of chasing velocity that may or may not have contributed to his Tommy John. He wanted to get velocity back, trained differently, and did some different things, and unfortunately, Tommy John.
Came early on last year in Cleveland. First couple starts that he made before the surgery, he looked better than ever. One of them came here. He completely dominated Seattle. And in his career pitching in this ballpark, he's got a 1.52 ERA, so that had to give him a little bit of a boost coming off of the rough game in New York. Going to a place where he's got good memories. Let's go over 2-2 to Canzone, and a fly ball to the left field corner. Lucas over on the move to foul. Brown can't quite get there, and then crashes into the sidewall with that bad knee. I hope it was the other knee that hit the wall. You see the pad there under his pants on his right leg. If he fouled the ball off his knee a couple nights ago.
Yeah, if you softly flicked him here in that area, he would be really ticked. So imagine hitting it. It's a full-blown bruise.
I think it was the other knee, but probably still enough of that knee. Like you said, all you got to do is just tap it, and it's going to hurt. Another 2-2. Picturing Ricky Bobby at the doctor's office. You feel it stabbing the thigh. Ah!
Don't do it.
Eighth pitch, Bieber to Canzone. Bieber wins the battle with a disappearing changeup, and Shane Bieber with 6 strikeouts. 2 away for Raleigh. 0 for 2 today against Bieber.
I'm sorry.
I feel like he's close. I know he's been banged up and playing a lot, but he's missed a couple pitches that he normally didn't miss in the regular season.
Pops this one up. Foul ground at first. Vlad Jr. and Kirk over there. Out of room.
And see, that's where they go. He has a big hole inside. It's a weird stat. He has a high sluggers percentage on the inside part, but he also has a lot of swing and miss on the inside part of the plate. So they were trying to get him close to his hands, but going in there, the room for error is huge. If you make a mistake, he pays it off. But if you execute, he's not going to get that hit.
More home runs than anybody in baseball, but he also had more swings and misses than anybody in baseball this year. On this 1-1 from Bieber, he takes it outside, ball 2. And the bullpen gets moving. Mason Fluharty. Raleigh trying to take a chunk out of this deficit. 2-1 pitch. Chopper foul.
If only.
Tap his feet in bounds for the touchdown.
That'd be a cool rule if you were in fair and you grabbed it foul and made it fair.
I kind of like it. Drag the toe. Ooh, I don't know.
College. He's in college.
For sure. Two and 2 on Cal Raleigh. Got him with a high fastball and a roar from Shane Bieber, who has transformed from his first game to this one. 7 Ks for the right-hander. Julio Rodriguez leads off for Seattle. Shane Bieber keeps on trucking. Rodriguez launched a 2-run home run in the first inning, riding the wave of the crowd, and it was like, oh boy, this may be a runaway train, but only 2 hits since.
Yeah, crazy when you slow everything down and you go, golly, man, you play this game 10 more times with a 2-0 lead and Kirby on the mound. There's no way you're going to see 12 runs on the board, but give Toronto credit.
And Bieber deserves just as much. The way that he turned it around from his first postseason start and the way that he turned it around from the first inning of this game.
Yeah, struck out the side after that first inning. Struck out 4 in a row.
Sorry.
Kind of night he envisioned. Those long, monotonous, lonely days of Tommy John rehab. Patience that he's had to practice before. This is a guy who didn't have any scholarship offers coming out of high school. He walked on at UC Santa Barbara. Wasn't until he was a sophomore that he got any money to play baseball. Hit a growth spurt, pitched well, and that was the first time he thought maybe this baseball thing is serious. Maybe this can take me somewhere. And so that walk-on's patience has paid off again, getting him back to where he envisioned himself being. Starting your Saturday strong with Big Noon. Explosive duo Bryce Underwood and Justice Haynes leading Michigan against Washington at the Big House. It all starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, with Big Noon kickoff live on location from Provo, Utah, and then Huskies Wolverines only on Fox. Swing and a miss from Jorge Polanco. Braden Fisher getting loose in the Blue Jays bullpen. Bouncing ball left side. Backhand play by Jimenez, and a close play, but he got him. And Andres Jimenez having himself a ball game.
Yeah, great play backhand in the outfield. He had to get rid of it quick and on the money.
Now for Shane Bieber, talk about bouncing back from his last postseason start. He really was looking for a morsel of postseason success, because he comes into this game with a .523 career postseason ERA. These 8 Ks that he has tonight tying his postseason high. Nailed it first, backhand by Vlad Jr. and 6 innings from Shane Bieber with 8 Ks silencing the Seattle offense.